Hey everyone, I'm doing a new scape and I thought I would show you all the steps as I go through it, and it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time and I'm a bit nervous to do it. So we'll show you where I'm at. Obviously I've got a hole here. I'm going to do this tank up, and what my goal is to do a sand bottom tank. So I have not done that. I've got some bare bottom tanks. I've got obviously the Eco Complete, which is working well, but I really want to try a sand bottom tank. And so the first step is I've got the tank here. It's cleaned out. Everything's been moved on and is floating. I've got obviously the orange lines are now the unhappy or happy recipients of every single piece of plant that was in this tank. So the first thing I did is I went ahead and put down a layer of laterite. And so I went ahead and ordered some API laterite. And laterite is basically a clay material. It's a red clay. Comes in this kind of pebbleized form. And ultimately when you put water in here, I think it'll just form a layer of kind of a thick mud. And it won't be very thick, obviously. It's just a small layer at the bottom. But kind of that, lake bottom mud stuff. And the purpose for this is that sand has zero minerals in it, so you need something to kind of provide iron for your plants and for the roots. You can certainly run them kind of hydroponically and just be dosing iron supplement all the time, but I think this will be an easier start, buffer it a little bit for me. So so what I did is I went ahead and put this whole entire box. This is 20 ounces of laterite. And they say you put an ounce per gallon. Well, this is a 10-gallon tank. I use the whole thing because I don't want to have part of it floating around. So what it does is it basically just covers the bottom of the tank like that. And then the next layer, obviously, is going to be the sand. So I went to Home Depot and I bought this 50-pound bag of sand for about $4. So it's pretty economical to go with a sand bottom tank, if it works. So I've got the sand in here and you can see it. It's just your general either play sand. I think they also call it pool filter sand. It's pretty fine. And it's got some neat coloration to it. So the next step for me is I'm going to rinse this and kind of get rid of any of the dust and everything that's in there. And then I'll go ahead and put a layer. And then I will show you those steps as we go. All right, everyone, I'll talk to you soon. Okay, so I've got the sand in, and the way I did it, it's, as you can see, I just basically, to maintain the fact that the laterite's on the bottom, I just went ahead and used a simple kid's cup and took my wet sand, which I rinsed 3 times. It's actually really clean. I was pretty surprised. When it comes out of the bag, there's not a lot of junk or dust in there. The water's a little bit opaque, but for the most part, you could probably get away with just putting it in dry and deal with it. So, but I went ahead and rinsed it 3 times, and then I just basically took the wet sand and just globbed it right on top. I'm not worrying about spreading it at this point. I think the water is basically going to spread it for me. So I just want to make sure that I've got all the laterite covered so it stays on the bottom. So that's this step, and then the next step, we'll fill her up. Hey everyone, here is the sand tank. It's finished. I've planted it up and got it going. It's been running all morning, and obviously the scape is really going to be this monolith that I picked up in at Ore Lake, and I really like how it looks. Just a huge rock right in the middle. It's very angular, obviously you can go all the way around it, but it's got some jagged sides, and if you look kind of down the profile, it's really kind of a narrow, edgy rock. And then it's going to just be a single plant species. I'm going to just try to do kind of like an eelgrass meadow with jungle val in the sand. So obviously there's laterite on the bottom, underneath the sand. And then also in amongst these clumps of jungle val, I've put some flourish tabs, so root tabs. So hopefully that'll help establish this in the sand and get them moving. I'm not sure how we're going to go. I've read some things about you really kind of have to watch your fertilizer with sand, which makes sense to me, that Eco-Complete and some of the ADA sands really, or substrates, really have a lot of minerals that sand is lacking. So but I think it's going to be pretty cool. I don't know what fish to put in here yet, but wanted to get this thing moving. And so there it is. Hope everyone's having a great Thanksgiving and time with the family this weekend. So everyone in our household's in the kitchen working away, and I snuck out and I'm doing scaping today. So I will get this video up and hope you're having a great holiday. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.